Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for your discussion this morning. It's challenging because of your oversight review to really get into some substance here. So I do have a question, but I guess I'd like to say at this point in time, you know, I can't support this merger. Now, maybe you'll provide some facts and oversight and some qualifications that will help with this. But from the Seattle perspective, I see a lot of consumer groups are already very concerned about this. And obviously, we like media diversity in the Northwest. If you've ever been there, you see that. We can turn out at less than 24 hours notice for any FCC chairman who ever wants to come there and discuss it. So, but my concern today is that you know, we're talking about one of the, largest, carriers of both internet provider and phone service and cable, and the merger with content. And specifically, right now, Seattle is very upset about what happened with the Olympics. The fact that access was not provided to the Canadian broadcast system, or the CTV in this case, which would have always provided an alternative coverage, was of great frustration. And then there was a lot of criticism and critique that basically online access was also blocked by various authentication measures, making it difficult for people to gain access. And I know that my colleague, Senator Cole, who chairs the antitrust subcommittee, in his hearing said, I fear that this practice of locking up certain content only for pay TV subscribers may be a preview of what is to come in respect to TV programming on the internet, particularly in the context of the proposed Comcast NBC merger. So, or as I think the Seattle Times said it in their opposition to this merger, it just leads to mischief. Now, I'm not sure we're going to be able to uncover all of the mischief that might happen and protect against it. That's my concern. How are we going to do that? But those two examples of how Seattle viewers were shortchanged on what is a digital age of content access is very frustrating. But my question is this, as it relates to Chairman Genachowski, it's my understanding that Comcast is challenging the FCC's most recent extension of its program access rules. And so I'm interested in what parts they're challenging, and if Comcast prevails, wouldn't this mortally wound one of the protections that we have in place to say you have to meet these programming requirements? And if we get rid of that rule, then aren't we going to see even more mischief?
With respect to program access rules, certainly all the competitors in the video programming marketplace will tell you that over the last 10, 15, 20 years since those rules were adopted, they have been a force to promote competition in the marketplace, even though they may not have worked perfectly at times. And that has been our experience at the FCC as well. In fact, recently, we improved those rules by closing what's called a terrestrial loophole and providing a better mechanism for competitors to get access to regional sports programming. So we take the program access rules very seriously. It is in court, as you mentioned. I'm optimistic, and I think if issues arise there out of the litigation that we have to work on together, I'd look forward to that, because we have seen that rules like that in this landscape can promote competition.
You have to take, say, the Comcast won on that. Wouldn't you have to take that into consideration on this merger?
Well, we'll take into consideration, I want to be careful just given that it's a pending review, we'll take into consideration in this merger all relevant issues, all issues that are raised by the parties in our proceeding. I imagine this issue will come up in the context of our proceeding, and you can be assured that we'll review it very carefully.
Well, I think that we, I didn't agree with Mr. Martin on a lot of things, but I think, this just begs the question for us to review a la carte, because I just think we can't hold consumers hostage, because we're building a vertical, integration. And that's going to be my main concern about this. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Cantwell. Senator Snowe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Genachowski,